which like it's like a way. I think like personal factors is like a way you can like relate to the victim or relate to the situation in a way, like in terms of how you feel that day, and like um whether you are able like yeah so one personal factor is like it's like depending on like it like whether you help or not, it depends on your mood. Like if you are if you're very happy, like if you're in a good mood and you're very happy, and you'll be more inclined to help someone than if you were really like sad and upset. And usually when you are up like when you're upset, you're more focused on like the problem that you have rather than like what's going on around you. Whereas like when you're happy, you tend to be more like attentive to what's going on around you and be more aware because you're in a good mood.
Okay, yeah. Anything else?
Another one is like when you feel when 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 you feel empathy towards a person because like they remind you of like of who you are, like a situation that you've been in, so you're able to relate to the victim in a way like let's say um like you see someone that was in a similar situation as you, you'd feel more inclined to help them because you know how it feels to be in that kind of situation. So it's like you kind of have like a relation to from your problem to the victim's problem. So like you can see like it's like you can see yourself in the victim like that. And um so the other one is like so I think it's competence is like when you are able to create an influence on an event. Like let's say you have certain skills that is able to influence the outcome of an event, then that will make you more inclined to help. Like for example, if you see like a woman getting robbed, like and because like like let's say like you're a sprinter, you're an athlete, so you're able to run very fast, and you also have a lot of physical skills, so you can use that, and you can because you're competent to help, and you're able to chase down like the the robber. You like help the woman by like chasing the guy down and getting her purse back, like something like that. And uh and if we don't if we don't have certain skills that apply to to the situation, then we'll like help in another way, as in like let's say like back to like the robber stealing like the woman's purse. The first guy like went after the guy because he's able to, but for other people they might not have that skill or that physical like skill to run that fast, so they might just like call the police and like report it to the police, and then that's all they'll do because that's all they can do. That's like the only ability that they can do, like that.
Okay, very
And
good. Yeah. I think you covered all of it. So in conclusion, right? Research indicates that bystander intervention is largely influenced by what?
by personal factors.
Situational. Yeah, it's largely influenced by
Oh, okay.
situational factors, although some
Mm.
personal factors may influence whether or not we help. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is case study. So, can you talk a bit about Piliavin?
Um. Which one is Piliavin again? Is it the jail one? Like
No.
with that one is I'm not sure. Uh.
Do you want me to go through it?
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay, no problem. So, Piliavin, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
so we'll just go through using the same structure that we go through like any case studies. So aim,
Okay.
procedure, blah blah, right? So the aim
Mm-hmm.
was basically to investigate helping behavior in a natural environment, yeah, and understand the conditions in which people are more likely to help. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the procedure was, what happened is it was a field experiment, yeah. So you know what a
Okay.
field experiment is? It's not a lab experiment. It is in I don't know.
In like a
Yeah,
naturalistic setting, right?
yeah. Very good. Yeah. So it was at a New York subway, and there were approximately 4,500 passengers. So this study
Okay.
took place between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
four groups of four students were used. Okay,
Yeah.
and the way that this study was carried out was they used covert observation. What is covert observation?
Uh, it's like, is it like when I remember like there's ethical issues to this because it's like when the participants do not know that they're participating in the study.
Yes. Yes, so basically the researchers are undercover, yeah, and they watch the actions, behaviors, or like the communication of the participants without them knowing, like you
Yeah.
said. Yeah, very good. So the students involved were there were four groups of four students involved, right, as I said.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you like a diagram of this, so that I think it will help you out a lot, yeah, in understanding, or I think because this is going to be like a visual diagram. So um yeah, visual diagrams usually help us to understand it better. So
Okay.
I sent it to you.
Mm.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And um okay, and the railway carriage setup is the second picture that I just sent to you. Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
So you read through it and understand already?
Yeah, I don't really understand like the the first picture.
So there is a victim, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a model, okay, and then there are two observers.
Okay.
Okay, so the victim will act out the points that are stated. So they will fall over after the first stop, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then they will have different acting situations. So the first one would be like sober with a cane, second would be
Mm-hmm.
drunk with a bottle, and then the victim, one is black, one is white.
Okay.
Okay, and then the model, they will help after 70 seconds, help after 150, and then they are either in the critical or adjacent area, and the critical and adjacent area can be seen in the setup.
So.
The where the model is standing, yeah,
Mhm.
it's either in the critical or adjacent area, yeah,
Yeah.
and you can see what that means in the setup. Do you see it?
Um. Yeah, but what does it mean by adjacent and critical?
Critical is where the victim is. Do you see it in the
Oh.
diagram?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Okay. All right. So you understand the procedure already?
Yes, yes.
Okay, very good. So the results, yeah, the
Oh,
results, 62 out of 65 times the victim had a cane. Passengers helped before the model. Okay.
mm-hmm.
19 out of 38 times the victim appeared drunk. Passengers helped before the model.
Okay.
81 out of 103 trials, um, victim was helped before the model planned to help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as I'm giving you all these numbers, right, try to
Mm-hmm.
look at it through percentage as well. Try to calculate the percentage of it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right. And then the next ones I will give you the percentage. So 60% of the trials, more than one person helped. 90% of first helpers were male. 64 first helpers were white. 68 helpers who aided the white victim were also white. 50% of the white passengers came to the aid of a black victim, and tendency for same race helping in the victim if the victim appeared drunk. Okay, and in the results, no diffusion of responsibility was found. The speed in which people helped was greater when there were more people than when there were less. You got all of that? Hello.
Hello, Miss. I'm so sorry. I had a problem with my Wi-Fi just now.
No worries,
So
no worries.
I'm so sorry.
No worries. Okay. So, did you hear like the results?
I heard like you cut off after you said to calculate percentage.
Okay. All right. So, just to repeat, 60% of the trials, more than one person helped. 90% of first helpers were male. 64% of first helpers white. 68% of helpers who aided the white victim also white. 50% of white passengers helped the black victim, and tendency for same race helping if victim appeared drunk, and um, the also the last part is no diffusion of responsibility was found, meaning the speed in which people helped was greater when there were more people than when there were less. Okay.
Yeah.
So these were the results. Conclusion of this: we are more likely to help an ill victim than a drunk victim. Men are first helpers more than females. People offer more help in bigger groups. And diffusion of responsibility does not always happen. So remember, there was once you asked me what happens if the hypothesis does not match with the results. So I think this is a good example of that. Yeah. So before this study, we assume that there will always be diffusion of responsibility, meaning lesser people will help, or they will help slower in bigger groups. But obviously in this study, that was not the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Hello.
okay, yeah.
Oh,
So, um, do you want to jot this all down and then we can continue?
yeah, sure.
Okay. There's still a last part for it. Do you want me to go through that part first of Piliavin?
It. Yeah, can yeah. I'll
Okay.
write
So you
everything
know the grave analysis.
down. Pardon?
Grave analysis.
I'm not sure.
So okay, so GRAVE stands for generalizability, reliability, applicability, validity, and ethics. Yeah, so I think you mentioned ethics already, but we'll just go through it a little bit, okay? So
Okay.
first one is G. What is G?
Generalizability.
Very good. There were a large sample of 4,500 participants. Yeah. However, they only use male model or victims. Okay.
Oh.
How about R? What is R?
Reliability.
Very good. So Piliavin kept the procedure, the same for each of the trials. However, because it was in a natural environment, it was hard to control extraneous variables. Yeah, as
Yeah.
all non-lab experiments are. Okay. What's the next one? A.
Applicability.
Yeah, okay. So applicability demonstrates that diffusion of responsibility does not always happen. Okay, does not always happen. How about V? What is V?
Validity.
Very good. So in a natural environment so high in ecological validity, participants did not know they were being observed. Yeah, so they were more likely to act naturally and show less demand characteristics. Understand?
Yep.
Okay. And E, what is E?
I'm not sure.
Ethics. Yeah.
Oh.
So I think you mentioned already, but I'll just repeat it again. There were no consent from the participants. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
there was deception, as the victim wasn't really ill or drunk or in need of genuine help. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I want you to write these down, and then we will move on to the next topic. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Is it okay if we go through the Milgram experiment thing?
Okay. Yeah. Sure. You want to do that Next, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So let me know once you're ready, okay?
Okay.
Okay.